Hi, I'm John and welcome back to my Lair of Action Figures, where I'll be talking and reviewing action figures from different manufacturers. Today we're going to be having a look at some more G.I. Joe classified figures. So today we're going to be looking at the Mole Rat from Cobra Forces from the G.I. Joe classified series. So of course we have the box over here, as this is some of the figures that I have already opened, and this is going to be a bit of a spoiler. This is an army builder figure. Of course, like many of the Cobra Troopers. So, of course, these are the boxes that I hate. I know that I'm repeating myself every time that we put these boxes up, but I do hate the fact that we don't have a blister, so we do not see what we have in the box. Now, this figure was an exclusive for Walmart in the USA, and of course, you could purchase this one also from Hasbro Pulse in North America. And of course, if you are in Europe, well, you don't have much choice. You have to go only by Hasbro Pulse. Now, this is from this extended universe where they're going with the Transformers. Personally, I'm not a big fan of it due to the fact that if you're going to be introducing Transformers, for me, the OP really overpowered compared to any kind of G.I. Joe character, and would make Snake Eyes or Storm Shadow's agility, strength in combat redundant or totally out of place due to the fact that they cannot match up with the power of a Transformer. So this is based on this new comic. I haven't read them yet. I'm kind of impatient to see what it is. It should be coming in with my next stuff coming in from the US. So stay tuned. There's going to be a bit of a mega haul video regarding that, so you can have a look at it. But anyway, let's get back to these two figures. So like I was saying, this is Mole Rat, and he is number 94 on the G.I. Joe classified series. Of course, this figure came out in 2023 and was at a suggested retail price of €24.99 and €29.99 for us in Europe. Of course, this figure is currently sold out in Europe, so except if you get it by import, you'll be able to get it. I don't have any more for sale, and I'm not planning to buy any more because there's no wholesale price for me, and that makes that I have to pay it full price, pay the taxes, plus import it, not get back the taxes, plus pay all the import, so it makes the figure pretty expensive. But if you want the figure and we can work out something, should contact me through my Facebook page, or you can contact me directly, also through eBay. Now, as I was talking, as you can see, this purple energy is this energy that is working for the Transformers. This is what seems to be powering them. This is from what I understood. And these mole rats are the ones extracting this new mineral. So, of course, we're looking over here. We have a pretty interesting drawing with a bit of a spoiler alert that maybe this energy may have some effects that are not wanted on the character. And of course, when you take a look at the back of the box, you're going to be able to see that what you're getting, the different parts and accessories. You have a bit of a detail of the figure itself, and that's going to be it for the box. Now let's have a look at what we get in the box, history of this figure, and what are my thoughts, and is it a collectible item? Now, let's talk history of the figure. Of course, you know, normally this is where I will be pulling out my Real American Hero figure, and I would say, hey, look, this is the figure, came out at this time. So these figures are brand new to the line. Now, I can understand that some people may want to think that due to the fact that he has this look of a zombie or some kind of weird creature who's been transformed, that you would go on to the Toxo Viper that came out. That one came out in 1992, who was a bit zombified because he got infected. But personally, I think it goes more with the Zombie Viper that came out in the 50th line of anniversary, the ones who came out in 2011. I mean, I think they look more like these guys over here. So these are the ones from my private collection. As you can see, they got contaminated. I mean, I really think they really look good. Kind of a bit scary, if you would say, for some kids. But the figures do look pretty neat, and as you may know, and have seen on my different comments, I'm a huge fan of what they did for the 25th anniversary, and I have a preference for these than the original ones. I'm not saying I don't like the original ones, but these are pretty neat and have some pretty good gruesome details on them. And this is why I have the impression that it's more in the mole rat, because you have different arm extensions to make like tentacles on it. So this is why I'm more opting for these figures to be a bit similar to this. So that would be it. But like I said, these figures never came out before, and this is all of this new share universe, and we will see what Hasbro's going to do about it. Now, of course, we need to get into what do we get in the box. So we're going to be starting by the equipment. So we get a small tool with a detector, we get a little lamp over here, we get the power base tool, and we have the accessories that go on it. They were talking about that these guys were not armed or didn't have any weapons due to the fact that this mineral they're extracting could cause problems. So of course they also have a backpack who's over here, who has some filters and filters the air in it. And you have a little pipe who goes in front of the figure's mouth, who is over here, as you can see. Sorry for... Okay, let's see if we can zoom in. There we are. As you can see, the... sorry. Okay, so... Okay, seems to... Okay, here's... So as you can see, this is the mask. And he has a gear. He reminds me also one of another figure, the Inferno Viper, if I'm not mistaken, who was also some kind of exclusive figure who also had the kind of a heavy gear like this. Now, if you can see, the gas mask is strip fitted. You can see the yeah, it looks pretty much like also a bit the Inferno, so it's a bit of a mix of the two figures. Now, of course, you get the extra head. So as I said, this is a bit of an army builder. So this is the head. All right, sorry. Okay, so this is the head of the guy with the crystals forming in. So this is the problem when the gas goes in, and this is the transformation that they go through. As you can see, there's a bit of a little Cobra logo over here. There's not much details about it. Now, something that really is astonishing about this figure is that they have the Cobra Mole Rat. And normally most of the troopers from Cobra should have a designation of like a viper, python, everything to do with snakes, and these guys don't have it. Now, there's a little special feature on this figure. Sadly, I don't have a purple light. But if you want all these little markings over here, if you can see it there. Okay, over here, you can, this normally, if you would have a purple light, will give a glow, and it goes for the same over here. You can see on the box on this side, this is what it gives as an effect. But sadly, I was not able to put my hands on any of this kind of glow stick or glowing light, this purplish light over here. So sadly, I will not be able to do a test with it. But if I can find a picture of somebody who did a test, I will include it in the video, or I will put it on my Facebook page, or even in the comment section in the YouTube section. Now, let's go into my final thoughts, and do I think this figure is a collectible item? So let's start by the collectible value of these figures. Now, do I believe that these figures have a collectible value? Yeah, I do believe that they do have a collectible value. If you go to Walmart's page, you will see that they're not sold anymore for $24. They're going for about $37, but if you're lucky to live in the US, Hasbro Pulse America still has them at $24.99. Go and pick some up if you like the zombie kind of figures and you want to have a bit of an army build of these figures. This could be a very interesting pack to purchase, and I think that they have some interesting ideas overall on this part, if we can say like this. As you can see, you also have the possibility to clips these in. Sorry about that. That one went a bit flying off the table. Can't remember. I think it's this one goes better in on this side. But yeah, this is the good part of having bendable toys. And as you can see, then you just power clips this in, and you have your gear. Anyway, so I was saying that these figures do have, for me, a certain value as a figure for collection due to the fact that they're army builders, and Cobra has a good reputation of being very demanded in this way to be able to have them as army building figures. So now that we got the collector build part out of it, what are my thoughts about this figure? And what note will I give it? I'm going to give this figure, I would say, 8 out of 10, because I don't know much about it. I would have highly appreciated that we would have got maybe a file card, something to go with this figure, so that we can have a bit of an explanation on how this all happened, instead of having to buy books, which came out not a long time ago. This figure came out way before that we got a story for it, and the fact that Hasbro is not giving us any file cards makes it a bit of a shame, because this is something that we would love to have some explanation about these figures over here, and how do they line up with the rest of Cobra, and how do they fight with G.I. Joe. Of course, we can understand by the fact that nearly every Night Force figure has a gas mask, we can all understand that these guys are going to be fighting the Night Force and will be going up with them. So this is the story for the Walmart figures. But I think this is something who's a bit of a shame that we don't get more info regarding these figures. Would I have liked to see maybe some interchangeable hands, like if they got contaminated and it went not only through the suit and didn't only affect the head over here. I mean, this would have been something that would have been also a great add-on. As you can see, they do pretty fine to make an army building. You can put a lot of these with this kind of growth out of their heads. It's a bit of a shame that there's not some more growth out of the heads, different possibilities to attach it, but afterwards, for $24, you can't ask either too much from Hasbro to do it. So that's why I'm giving these figures an 8 out of 10. So that's going to be it for the review of my Mole Rat. If you like the review, please leave a like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. It helps a lot for the getting to the monetization part. I'll be also talking about where I want to go with the Lair of Action Figures and all the future products that I have, so stay tuned. And that's why I thought it's very important that you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any video. Also, you can go and check out some pictures. I took those guys out and created a little scenery outside and took some pictures. You can find them on my Facebook page or on my Instagram page. The links will be in the description of this video. Until then, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!